Breaking news, Kendrick. I know yesterday when we left out of the studio, we thought that the tank was happening, but it's not happening today. The tank ain't happening, Kendrick. Luka, the tank has been rescinded. Luka's back, and the playoff road is back on, baby. We back on good now.
The tech has been rescinded, but the Mavericks playoff chances ain't been rescinded.
No. We got Luka. Yeah. We got Luka back. Luka don't believe the tank.
Yeah, I got some names for you, Walt.
No, I don't want any names. I need you to go with players that have to go win this game today.
No, man, hold on. It'll take 1 second. Jarris Walker.
I don't need that.
Black, Grady Dick, Taylor Hendricks, Bryce Sensenbaugh, Nick Smith Jr., Deontay George, Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, and the ever lovely Victor Ronald Winmike. Yeah, man, what you think about them names, man? Huh?
Nothing, because what's getting ready to happen is.
Yeah, man. Who was that?
I don't know. I can't see who that is.
If they talking about the tank, put them back up. We talking about we ready. Hey. Listen, Walt. They say Walt. It says one thing you don't want to be when you're a sports team. You don't want to be on that mediocre train. You don't want to be too bad to be good and too good to be bad. You want to be either bad or good. And the Mavs are bad. Let's go be all the way bad.
No, we good. We good. The playoff run is back, baby. They got the NBA. The NBA needs us in the playoffs. That's why they rescinded the tank. I mean the tech. They need us in the playoffs. They want us in the playoffs.
Unfortunately, players like Dwight Powell, Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway, Maxi Kleber, Christian Wood, they may offset that what the NBA wants. So sorry. And also, the way the fans talk about Jesse Eagle has something to say about that. But today is a Mavs game night. Coming off a humiliating two-game home and home loss to the Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan shaking his head. The Mavericks 36-39 versus the Indiana Pacers 33-42. Yeah, man. The Dallas Mavericks, who are right now, as we speak, they're 11th in the West, facing the Indiana Pacers, who are also 11th in the West. The battle of the 11th. Indiana Pacers 11th, Dallas Mavericks 11th in both conferences. So the battle of the 11th, Walt. So, hey, man, Luka's tech been rescinded. He's playing tonight, as it matters. Revenge.
Yep. And we're going to Dub City. Tonight.
Yeah, man. It's your last stand, ain't it? Like I said, like I said yesterday.
And I would just like to go on record. And say the Dallas Mavericks will not lose another game this season. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're not losing one game.
So that's your guarantee.
Yeah. What guarantee? The Dallas Mavericks will not lose another game because we will rally. We will rally from this past weekend.
Yeah,
we will rally.
Yeah, it's a wrap. That's it.
No, it's not.
Like Custer's last stand, like remember Alamo when they surrendered. You know,
come on, man.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Walt went to his last bag. I guarantee we're gonna win every game. So we're gonna beat the Indiana Pacers. Then we're gonna turn around. We're gonna beat the 76ers.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we're gonna beat the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks.
Yep. We're gonna hand them a hot L.
Oh man. Then we're gonna beat the Bulls. Right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Definitely we beating the Bulls.
We're gonna beat. Oh, hold on. We're gonna beat Team Beam.
Yep. Oh, wait. You're right. We got one more loss. We got one more loss coming. Oh no. You said that you said you was going to beat everything. You going undefeated, going out of play. You gonna streak 7 straight. Yeah, that was until I realized we got to play the Beam team. That's
man, you know what?
Yeah,
man.
That's an L. We got one more L coming to Sacramento.
One more L, man, cost the Mavs they playoff chance.
Not the Lakers keep losing.
You may be right about that.
we got everybody right where we want it.
Okay.
We got everybody right Hey, listen, Kendrick. We got a special guest joining us right now. This is my guy right here. I am so happy to have him on the show right now. If you listen, let me tell you, if you ever go to 123 and you're in the section and you want to look for a celebrity, look no further than this guy right here. I got his Locked On Mavs sticker on my laptop. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Van Exel with us from the Locked On Mavs podcast. He shakes hands, he kisses the baby. He's a local celebrity. Nick Van Exel. How you doing today, Nick?
Walt, what's up? And I'm meeting Kendrick for the first time. I hear your name all the time, sitting next to me. Hey, Kendrick, blah, blah, blah. And you're just talking, and now I get to meet you. So I'm happy to be here.
Nick, I know you look a lot better than you did yesterday, the day before that, 2 days before that. You know, I saw you with your hoodie on last time on your show, and then you were drinking Ripple, and then you were playing a ukulele at one point.
You like the hair bit? You like the hair bit? I can.
Yeah, man.
Don't do
it. Somebody get a GoFundMe page out for Nick.
This team, guys. This team is just making me. It's making me pull my hair out.
Oh no, Nick.
Hey, Nick. I'll tell you what.
Hey, Nick. Well, this guy over here to the right of me has already started the tankathon, and I don't know if you're on board with the tank. Don't give him those names. Don't start listing those names off Nick.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Nick, don't give him those names.
Nick, we're gonna need your expertise. We're gonna need your expertise on these names, Nick. Hey, I heard you were the go-to guy for this. Let's see who we got. We got Walt refuses to buy in. We got Cam Whitmore, Anthony Black, Grady Dick, Taylor Hendricks.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
Yeah, what did you say?
Hey, that's his name is Grady Dick. So, hey, he's from Kansas.
Hey, probably a B+.
Yeah. Ashur Thompson, Thompson.
For viewership purposes, let's just talk.
Oh my God! No, I
viewership purposes on that one.
I've got his last name. I'm sorry.
I've got some guys for that. I've got at Mavs Draft. He's on our Locked On NBA Big Board show. I've got Rafael Barlow sits next to me all the time. He would know these guys way better than me. So I'm not. The season's not over yet. I'm not about to start doing draft stuff yet. Like we're not far in the toilet. Like if we're I manage the NBA channel. I only allow our hosts to talk about draft if you're Spurs, Pistons, Rockets, Hornets. Who's the other one? Pistons.
They're on a winning streak. They said they may have a chance of getting in.
Who said that? Who said that?
Don't do that. Don't do that. He tried to be funny because they beat the Mavs twice. Now they back in the run. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, kid.
DSJ said, "Man, I still can play in this league. They thought I could."
They're 12 games back from the play-in, which just makes those Mavs losses even worse.
Yeah.
Nick, what happened? What happened in these two Hornets games? I know you were there Friday night. What did you observe in the arena? Or did you lead the booze in the arena the other night? What happened? Did
I lead that?
Yeah,
no, I didn't lead them, but I did witness them. And okay. I don't know if you guys watch Ted Lasso, but there's a character, Jamie Tart, and he has this real specific accent. He's an apathy, like apathy. That's what's going on right now is apathy. Like just don't care, doesn't matter. Defense doesn't matter. The little things don't matter because if things start sliding here and there, you start letting things go. And especially this team defensively, like we watched this team last year, right? We saw this team on defense. And if everybody's on their P's and Q's, this defense can be good. If you run it a certain way, then all of a sudden personnel changes that affects the defense. And then things start sliding. Luka's like, well, I'm not the weak link on defense anymore. It's Christian Wood or it's Tim Hardaway Jr. or it's Jaden Hardy or, whoever else is out there. So I may be the weakest one out there, but I'm not the only one. And so he starts letting things slide, and then they're letting things slide. And then all of a sudden, the coach is just watching. And then all of a sudden you're like, so many things are sliding on this team. There's no leadership on the court. We're waiting for the coach to take some blame or try to point in some direction instead of just, well, the players didn't give effort or interest. Where's that supposed to come from? I mean, yeah, that's what we saw. We just saw apathy. Like that first half in that second Hornets game was brutal.
Nick, I told Kendrick today that I think my coach is in a little bit of trouble because usually when you call out the team, a team is supposed to respond. And he called out the team the other day, and the team just didn't respond. And that's never a good look when to do that. So when I saw that, I said, uh-oh. For this whole time, I was like, my coach didn't get fired. My coach didn't get fired. But when I seen that yesterday, I was like, uh-oh. My coach just might be in just a little bit of trouble here.
You know what, Walt? It doesn't matter because
no one's dying.
No.
Nobody's dying out there. It doesn't matter. Like, and that's like back to the apathy word. Like that's the type of thing where we've seen from Jason Kidd all season. It's like, Tim Cowlishaw asked him that question a couple weeks ago of like, when will there be cause for concern? And he's like, this is a regular season. Like it doesn't like, and when we miss the playoffs, there'll be concern. And he's like, well, what if you miss the playoffs? Because you could definitely do that. And right now they are doing that. They're out of the playoffs. And he's like, well, then we'll be concerned. And then that's when he said,
no one's dying.
No one's dying out there. And you're just like, I don't know, show some like heart. Like I've watched a lot of Kings games this season because I love watching that team play. They're the Mavericks last year, right? Like they're up and coming. They hit their growth spurt. Basically, they had the coaching change. They have now this, up and coming team that's punching above their weight class, and it's all fun and games for them right now. And you look at their coach. You look at what Mike Brown's doing over with the Kings. Like the couple games that we saw this year with them, like somebody like Terrence Davis or somebody will miss a defensive rotation. He'll call a timeout right there, walk out on the floor with the player and start like moving them around as if they're like a high school coach. And those players will buy into that because he's got them to buy into it. And I don't know what I'm seeing from Jason Kidd. Am I seeing a good relationship with Luka? Well, Luka hasn't really changed, right? Am I seeing a good defense? Saw a good defense last year, but this year it doesn't look connected. And are we seeing offensive versatility or offensive changes or anything like flexibility, anything like that? Not really. It's been the same offense all season, live and die by the three. And so I don't know what positive we're getting from Jason Kidd. And so that's where I am right now, where we saw the things last year when they had leaders on the court and now they don't. And now everything's falling apart.
Go ahead, Kendrick.
Well, Nick, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm thinking on this. Was that trade a Band-Aid, the Kyrie trade a Band-Aid? Because I'm thinking on the season. Okay. They were 15-16 before they had that 7-game winning streak in late December into January, when Luka went on that tear
last year.
Earlier season. And then ever since then they've been 15 or 14 and 23. Was that trade a Band-Aid? Was it possible that was a Band-Aid still, and it still didn't cover for what was going on, that this may not be a good basketball team going through?
Ever since they knew the Porzingis trade wasn't going to work, they knew they needed to get another star. And I don't think that they definitely didn't think Jalen Brunson was going to be this or this guy or like a potential all-star type player. And even if he stayed with the Mavericks, he probably wouldn't have been this, right? Because Luka has the ball so much. It's hard to have two guards like that. Maybe they could have made it work, but he wouldn't have been what he is in New York. Like he gets the ball, he gets to run things, all that kind of stuff. His daddy's there, all whatever you want to say. And so they knew they needed that trade. Even when they made it to the Western Conference Finals last year, they knew they needed that trade. They tried to trade Jalen Brunson at the deadline last year for a star. They're going to try to re-sign him, and then they were probably going to trade Jalen Brunson in the Kyrie trade anyway. They were probably going to do this anyway. So,
oh God, that would have been a terrible mistake.
So I guess you can call it a Band-Aid, Kendrick. Like it was a Band-Aid, but it's also been the plan the whole time. So maybe just the plan's been bad. I do think that I'm still with them that they needed a second star. Now they just don't have the pieces around it. And also they're not using these two stars well together. Like you're seeing, I saw Haralabab tweet this
not Bobby V.
Thread today about
Bobby V. If you listen to me, shut the F up, okay? Just because Mark Cuban hired you as an analytics guy doesn't mean you know squat about basketball. Shut the F up.
He worked for an NBA team. That's on his resume now. So.
You told us that Porzingis was the guy to go. No. He told us Porzingis was the guy to go stand over there in the corner and wait for the ball to shoot. Porzingis goes to Washington. Look at him now. Look at
look at what now? Look at Porzingis. He's putting up the same numbers he put up here. He's shooting the three a little bit. He's shooting the three a little bit better. And look at
way better ball over Washington.
Well, I think what me and Nick is trying to say, Porzingis is happy because he's getting his numbers.
He's getting the same numbers. He's just shooting the three a little bit better.
He's not winning, but he's getting his numbers.
Yeah, I don't care about. I'm just saying. Look at what Bob V said. That Porzingis is nothing but just go run to the line and stay in the corner, wait for the ball. This guy, look at this guy. I watched him the other night taking guys off the dribble, going to the basket, shooting threes. This guy, KP is balling right now.
KP's putting up the exact same numbers he put up against the Mavs. He's making one more three a game. That's it. That's the only change. Even his field goal attempts are the same. He's just a little bit more efficient.
He looks better. He looks better in Washington than he did here.
Oh, that's because he got the peach balls on his face?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he looks better. Cosmetically, it's better. I don't know if on the court it's much better.
Nick, okay, so here's my deal with the Coach Kidd deal, okay? Now I find it hard to place all of the blame on Kidd. And I heard Tim McMahon on with G-Bag earlier, but he doesn't get to escape some of the blame. He's part of it. But at the same time, I can make a case that when he got here, he said he was going to get Josh Green up and going, and he's gotten Josh Green up and going.
Yep.
You've seen the surges of Jaden Hardy. Both of those things happened under Coach Kidd. I mean,
sure.
Like everybody's main thing is the front office is the one that's failing, right? And I can't really blame Nico because Nico inherited a team of players that Mark Cuban gave bad contracts to. And Nico has to flip and give away stuff just to get things back here in order. Now, in 2 years, Nico's been here, 2 years? In 2 years, he got you Kyrie, he got you Spencer Dinwiddie, and then he got you Kyrie Irving.
Gone.
Yeah, gone. But he got you Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
I would say that's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good for Nico. He turned Kristaps Porzingis into Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, no, I think Nico's done an okay job. I don't think that he's hit I don't think he's hit a bunch of singles, but I think he's done well at some of these big trades. Like I thought the Porzingis trade worked out well for them. They needed to move on from him. They have the Davis Bertans dead weight that sucks, but he'll be semi an expiring contract after this season. And then the Kyrie trade I thought was a pretty good trade, but when I start with blame, I start with Jason Kidd, but there's enough blame to go around. Like this pie can be eaten by many. Like there's enough to go around to many different people. I mean, you put blame on Luka, you put blame on the front office for still don't have a big man that works. Like the JaVale McGee thing, I don't know if I put that on the front office. He's been so bad, like so much worse than he was last year. But maybe that part of that is coaching and not knowing how to use him and trying to play him in a defensive scheme that doesn't work for him and all that. But yeah, Kidd's done well with the Josh Green thing. I think part of it is we want to see him play more, but is it because we haven't seen him play more that he's more ready for the minutes he's been given? Same with Jaden Hardy, right? Like it's one of those chicken and egg things that we just won't know, and I don't think there's an answer to. But yeah, I mean, he's done well at some of these ancillary things, but hasn't been good at the main thing. How about the Mavs in clutch situations? How about the Mavs drawing up like out of timeouts plays? How about the Mavs drawing up game-winning plays and shots? Like, whew. I mean, that has been brutal. And so that's where I start this blame. There's enough blame to go around for sure. I mean, how about the Mavs center is still Dwight Powell? Like, there's blame. There's blame there for sure.
Well, putting your thinking cap on Nick. Just looking forward. What is the overall change? The percentage overall this roster has to go through to become even resemble a contender next season. That's just to resemble one. That's if you keep Luka. That's if Luka's here, but if you keep Kyrie. What is percentage overall this team? Can we bring
Tyson Chandler and Sean Marion out of retirement and age them back like 20 years? Because
Sean Marion's fingers kind of go the other way, so that'd be hard to do.
He didn't shoot well anyway. He's doing okay. If they need two players like that to fix this team. They need an elite defensive wing, and they need an elite defensive center, or at least a good defensive center. Just an average defensive center, at least, would do them really well.
Nick.
Somebody that can play 30 minutes, that can play out there a lot, because that would just, but then if they get those players, I don't know if they'll just keep this same defensive system that they've kept. And then all of a sudden you can't play a center like that, which is why JaVale McGee looks terrible this year. And so I think that they have to do that. And I think they have to change the coach. I mean, I think.
Hey, Nick, let's just say now that whole fourth quarter thing, let's be honest here, that's been the thing since Rick Carlisle was here.
What? He was great at
leads in the fourth quarter.
He was great at timeout plays, though.
Yeah, okay, he was good at that, but that whole having a lead in the fourth quarter and losing it, that's been going on since Rick Carlisle was here too. So there's something somewhere that there's a disconnect somewhere with the fourth quarter with what's going on here with this organization.
Well, part of that is, Luka's been so run down because his usage is so high throughout the most of the game that in fourth quarters, he's been bad this season. Like in games when normally we'd see him take over in the fourth quarter, he just can't. Like he can't this season. And so, part of that is on Luka, part of that's on Kidd and the scheme, part of that's on the rest of the players on the roster, not having multiple ball handlers on the court at all times. And that's been brutal this year. They've, lost Jalen Brunson for nothing, didn't get a third ball handler that I think many people were asking for. Now, guys, I know that
Twitter isn't the coach or the player.
I know that, but Nick. I think we were right about the third ball handler thing. I think we'd be right about that, because that's been brutal. And so that I think has worn Luka down. And so he's not been good in fourth quarters and clutch moments like he has been in the past. I mean, that's what Luka made his money in the NBA on, is just being incredible in these clutch moments, hitting these game winners and all that.
Right. Okay, so okay, Nick, let's say they come to Luka and they say, or let's say they fire Jason Kidd and they say, all right, Luka, okay, now, so we got rid of Rick Carlisle for you and we bought in the coach you wanted and it didn't work. At what point now do we have to start looking at you and saying, what is it? What do you need to do better, or what can we do here? Because that's about to be two coaches within a year that we're about to have to fire.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, but okay. Well, yeah, 2 years. You're right. In 2 years.
It's been two coaches in like what, 2 full years or whatever. But they brought in a coach that hadn't been proven to be a good coach before.
Well, you know what?
I don't know how much of this one is on Luka, and it seemed to work last year when they had leaders on the court. But you either have to put together a team that just works on court for a Jason Kidd team, or or you move on from another, you try to find another coach that can be more malleable and flexible with what they need to do.
Well, of course, the whole thing was Jason Kidd was brought in here to make Luka a better player. That's what it was when he was hired. It was like, well, we're going to get Jason Kidd to make Luka see the floor better, make him pass the ball better, make him use his teammates better, all that.
Do you think he's doing that?
No, but here's another thing too. The thing that I find funny is we'll say, well, Luka's teammate sucks, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, his teammates suck. So if the teammates suck, wouldn't it make coaching those players that suck harder too?
Yeah, but then you look at these last two games, like against the Hornets, where you can't start blaming the roster if you're losing to teams that you should beat, right? Where you're favored by double digits and you go into games like this. That's when I look at these types of games. Or think about the games all season that we've watched. You and I watch them together. Star player out on the other team. Mavericks come in healthy or fairly healthy enough, and they lose. Like, just think about all these confounding losses and things. And I think that's where you start putting some blame there.
Yeah. Is this a big offseason for Luka?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a huge one for him. I think that I was curious what lessons he would learn after the Warriors series. He comes in this season. It's kind of the same, I don't think. But I'm waiting for Luka's in the best shape of his life offseason, right? Are we waiting for that? Are we waiting for that one? And we'll see what happens, and we'll see if he can get there. But the other thing that I thought was really telling was a couple games ago, I started him down a line of questioning about complaining to the refs and like arguing with the refs and if he's got to be better at that. And he's admitted that before, but I asked him, I said, so how do you get better at that as a player? And he's like, I have to go in the off season and work on it. Like, is my guy going to go to like a meditation room? Like, I don't know how he's going to get more centered in namaste or whatever and try and figure out how to fix that. But he has to, because it's just affecting the team in so many ways, transition defense and all that.
Kendrick, real quick before you go.
Nick.
I found out today he is the worst transition player in the NBA.
The Tim McMahon quote from a scout.
Yeah, He's the worst. He's the worst.
We sit next to some of those scouts, and they'll tell us anything sometimes. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Go ahead, Kendrick.
Nick, you just talked about Luka. Just one quick question: is he worn down? Because he's played a lot of basketball over the last calendar year.
Sure,
a long playoff run, 2 weeks or maybe the 3 weeks off, and then playing for his national team. He's going to play for his national team again this offseason. If you're a franchise or if you're the front office, do you say maybe you need to wind down and if it's something hurting him or something or psychological, his body maybe needs to tone down, just chill from basketball wise, and then ramp it up? When is that something being discussed with the team and him?
Yeah, I'm sure that's something that he needs to do for sure to get a break. However, we've seen Luka with long breaks before, and he's come back not really in great shape either. So I don't know which one is better at this point. It's something Luka and his trainers and Luka and the Mavericks have to kind of figure out. But yeah, we'll see.
So what you're saying is when he's got a lot of spare time, he just does a lot of eating instead of working out.
It's on Luka. It's on Luka, like the maturity level, right? That next level, that level that, JJ Barea talked about it before. I think it was last year on JJ Redick's podcast when the 4 J's got together, when he was like, he's got to have mature and get to that next level of, I got to be in the best shape. I have to be mature on the court and all that. And he'll take a step forward as a leader on the team. And then, some of these problems will be fixed. Right.
And it's funny you say that, because it's like an indictment around here when you say something like, well, Luka needs to take his game to the next level. And it's like, people like, well, fire Jason Kidd. But I'm like, well, okay, you can fire Jason Kidd, but Luka still got to take his game to the next level.
Sure.
We're not going to win a championship with the state that Luka's in right now. He's going to have to evolve his game. Like, he's going to have to take his game to another level. Mm-hmm. So, yesterday when we were in here, we were doing the I can't remember if it was a pre or post game show. I said that right now I feel like Luka is struggling because right now on the floor, he's not the best Maverick on the floor right now.
Who just got drafted?
I know, right? That's kid. That was for Kendrick. He's not the best Maverick on the floor right now because he technically hadn't been there. He hadn't been there all month, and right now he comes back and he's trying to get himself in the equation. And he can't be the Luka Doncic that he's been for the past years right now because he's been out and he's been struggling.
He also had a terrible first half against the Hornets the other night and puts up 40. Right. So, he can do some of this stuff in his sleep, which is why he's had some of these issues, is that he can just roll out of bed and go put up 30 in the NBA. And you just got to know when to take the next level. But I agree with you. There could be more than one problem. I think Jason Kidd's the number one, but then after that,
God, come on, man, don't put that on my coach.
You start going through the roster, Luka, all that. There can be more than one problem.
It ain't just Nick. It ain't just Nick Walt saying that.
Don't put that on my coach, Nick. Listen, let me tell you something.
Coach put it on himself, right? Like,
he didn't do himself any favors.
I'm watching, just like you guys.
He'll never let that go. Nick will never let that go.
Okay, Nick, I can admit he probably didn't help himself with the comments he's made in the post game. But let's be honest here. I mean, we destroyed his team in the middle of the season with the trade.
Destroyed? They went and got an all-star starter.
Hey, hold on. We took away our best defensive player now. We took away our best defensive player. That's our defense win.
Here's the fault in the logic is they destroyed the team that he wants to build. He's not been flexible in changing the way that he's coached these guys. He wants to play the exact same way that they played last year with that group of players. Like, that group of players worked well for him. This year, you're presented a different thing. Christian Wood, Tim Hardaway Jr., now Kyrie Irving. And he's like, we'll score 120 and then we'll allow 120. It's like, you got to change up what you're doing. This team should be steamrolling people on offense.
I don't know if you know, but I'm pretty sure you do because you probably talked to the same people I know. We know that for a fact he didn't even want Christian Wood here. He don't like Christian Wood. He don't want anything to do with Christian Wood.
I mean, that's apparent just watching the way he uses them.
To try to change things around for Christian Wood, that ain't happening because he didn't want him here at all. But
he did want JaVale McGee though. We do know that, and he sat him after 8 games because it was so bad.
Right, he stood on the desk for JaVale McGee and Kyrie Irving at this point.
You think he did for Kyrie?
Yeah. They've made that known. It was him and Nico. They wanted Kyrie here. Do you feel like Luka right now, he likes Kyrie, but he might not like playing with Kyrie?
I think Luka just doesn't like playing right now. I think just the overall. I don't think it has anything to do with Kyrie. I don't think that I don't like playing with him. I still think he likes him and respects him and all that. He's also got some personal stuff going on. He talked about that the other day.
He did.
So
now,
I mean, he just doesn't like playing basketball right now at all. So it doesn't matter who he's playing with.
Oh, you got some Nick is preaching right now. So just real quick before we let you go, do you get a sense? Because I was telling Kendrick this, I feel like the locker room has started to get a little bit divided to a point of, and Kyrie didn't do this on purpose. Kyrie didn't come here and start anything. After they played with Kyrie and Luka was gone, some players on the team like, well, damn, I like playing basketball the way Kyrie plays basketball. And there are other guys in the locker room, well, I like playing basketball the way Luka plays basketball. And I think there's kind of become a little rift, a little line drawn between to why these guys can't get on the same page right now.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know if that's
can look at them and tell they don't like playing with each other.
I don't know. Well, they don't like playing with each other because they're losing and they don't have a plan when they go out there. So I don't know. We can start going through that part of it too. That it's just on whoever the lead ball handler is. It could be McKinley Wright as the lead ball handler out there, and they're playing McKinley Wright ball, right? Like that's how weird it's been that we're just out there, running whoever's out there system. But yeah, I don't know if there's a split between the locker room. I just know that they are frustrated, and I don't know if it's with each other, the coach. We haven't heard any rumblings like that yet, so we'll see.
Yeah. So Nick, before we let you go, Mavericks win tonight?
Oh my gosh!
Come on, Nick, believe in the tank.
Is your hair gonna be up by the time you get the Locked On Mavs podcast?
Nick, sometimes it's time to let it go.
Don't do that. Don't tell Nick that. Don't tell Nick that.
Hey,
no, don't
hey,
tell Nick
sunny
that.
days will be here. Well, it won't be here tomorrow because it'll be raining tomorrow. But it'll be here next week.
It's raining right now.
Oh
yeah.
No Tyrese Maxey, no Miles Turner.
Oh.
If the Mavs lose, like I already think it's pack it up, it's over. Like I don't think they're winning a playoff series or making the playoffs really either. But yeah, I don't know.
I gotta be honest. No Miles Turner.
Lose.
So you said no Miles Turner, no Tyrese Halliburton. I gotta be honest with you, Kendrick. If there was any concern my coach was getting fired, they lose this game now, I think my coach is getting fired.
Yeah, 100. He should. He should have got fired after the Hornets game, right?
No, you can't do that after the Hornets game. No,
why?
Okay, well let me tell you this.
The team is supposed to be a playoff team, not a play-in team, a playoff team. You lose 2 games in a row to the Hornets where you're healthy. A normal team fires their coach right there. But with the history and last year and all that, like I understand why Jason Kidd wasn't fired, but a normal team would do that.
Okay, well here's the thing, Nick. If you have plans on bringing Kyrie back, you can't fire Jason Kidd.
You're probably right with that too. There's probably some of that with it as well.
Kyrie, and I said this earlier. I said for Jason Kidd, the only thing that can really kind of save his job right now is Kyrie Irving signing back. Because if Kyrie Irving didn't sign back, I can see the Mavericks saying, "Well, might as well move on at this point."
Well, maybe Kyrie Irving.
Pack it up. Let's move to Austin. Let's move to Austin with the new tech money.
Yeah. Listen,
Jesus.
I'm not gonna let Kendrick boggle you down with draft picks and
I'm ready. I am ready for this.
No, hey, Kendrick, go listen to Locked On NBA Big Board. It'll help you out. That's a good show. Raphael's from DFW. We see him at games all the time.
All right.
Listen, guys, if you haven't done it yet, I got the sticker right here on my laptop. Go check out Locked On Mavs podcast. There it is.
This is the guy right here. This is the guy.
Yes, this is the man right here. Everybody loves Nick Van Exel. If you come down to 123 at games, he will sign your baby or he will kiss the baby. He will take your hand. He will do all the celebrity things that you want him to do.
And his hair will be straight. It won't be messed up like I saw him last time.
I'll sign your baby.
Yeah, he'll sign the baby just like Ricky Bobby does. His hair is going to be down tonight. We promise.
We'll see.
We'll see.
If they lose.
Do us a favor. If your hair is up tonight, just send us a pic so we can put it on the post game show and say, "Well, guys, Nick Van Exel, his hair is up tonight."
Oh my gosh! Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for joining us.
All right, see you.
Have a good night, Nick.
You too, guys.
All right.
That was Nick Van Exel, a good friend of mine, man. The Mavs have tipped off.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a few minutes, Kendrick about to say, "Oh, the Pacers already got 2 points."
Well,
just here in a second. Here we go. Oh, they missed it.
No, the Mavericks got the first point.
Oh, that means we're winning.
That's who it's from, Reggie Bullock. He hit 43.
Wow.
Too bad he couldn't do that yesterday. But you know,
got to put that behind you. Listen, guys, the tank is not happening. Don't listen to Kendrick.
oh yeah. Hold on, Dwight Powell's still out there. The tank is happening.
We got to shake the lineup up. We got to shake the lineup up. That's all it is.
Did he get benched? He only played 4 minutes.
Yeah, he got benched early the other day.
Oh, well, Reggie missed that one.
Oh, well.
Pacers got a chance to take the lead.
Oh, man. Oh, wait.
And they did. They took the lead.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. We'll be back at halftime. Let's see. Make sure Nick Van Exel's hair stays low, and Kendrick can put that draft board away because it's not happening tonight.